Good morning, Malabites. Good morning, Malabresses. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, friends and foes. Good morning, mummies and daddies. You're tuned into Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it a do infotainment. Time check is 30 minutes past the hour of 7, and you already know what time it is. It's time for the Morning Boss Show right here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course entertainment 360. We love to call it a do infotainment. How are you feeling this morning? It's a beautiful Thursday morning right here in the beautiful, not so clean city of Calabar. Today is the 11th day in the month of June 2026. How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling good. It's Throwback Thursday right here on the show, and expect us to throw back, to the very beginning of music. We're going to play music from the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, even the 20s. We'll try and look for music from the 20s. My name is Igwe Vine Henshaw. They call me Spice off the airwaves, and I'm your morning companion right here on the show. I'm here to ensure that I give you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it a do infotainment. Whether you're going to work, going to school, or you're just home chilling, or you're running errands, right? I'm here to escort you as you get by the day. I'm here to be your company, be your buddy as we do the day together. Now, like you already know on the show, I don't do this alone. I do this with the amazing gang, and together we're going to ensure that we keep you company from now up until 10 a.m. right here on Unico 103.5 FM. I'm here with Sharon and Obi Thompson. Good morning, guys, and welcome once again to the Morning Bus Show. How are you feeling?
Good
Good
morning, Vine. Good morning, Thompson.
Good morning.
Chorus for me. Did you guys
Good
come up from the same house?
morning. No,
It's
let me
giving.
just start first.
I don't
Let
know,
me
it's
start first
Thompson.
because my complaint is not plenty.
I
Let me
don't
start
have
first.
complaints.
Don't worry. This time is going
Oh,
to be
God
them
have
first.
mercy.
Yeah, good morning, Vine. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Malabites and Malabresses. Good morning to Cross River State governments. Good morning to Nigerian governments.
We're
Good
great.
morning to African governments. Good morning, Mr. President of the United States of America. Good morning, Donald Trump. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
You
Good
see,
morning,
you
June.
see the problem in Nigeria. The problem in Nigeria, or the problem with human beings, is the fact that they don't know how to recognize their roots. He has not greeted the local government chairman of Yaka local government area. He has
I
gone to
said
greet.
governments of Cross
Excuse
River
me, my
State.
brother.
They are part
Be
and parcel.
specific. I
Local
love
government.
Good morning,
specifications.
good morning,
Yes.
Honorable Ibala. Thank you for what you're doing in your local government area.
That's
Guys,
more like
don't
it.
worry.
Before you
Once
jump,
you're done, once Sharon is done greeting, I think I'll talk a little about that. What is happening currently in Yako local government area of Cross River State. But however, good morning, the Vice Chancellor. She should come back home, right?
Yes,
The
bring
Vice
it home.
Chancellor
Bring it
of the
home.
University of Calabar. Good morning to the Dean of Students Affairs. Good morning to the
It's
Director
have
of
do. It's
GSS.
have do now.
You supposed greet
Good morning,
lecturer
hall
now.
chairs. Good morning to all the hall chairs. But those ones that don't like hall, is it hall 9? Is it hall 8 that they are not yet occupied? And then hall 4 or 5. I don't know wherever you are, but good morning to you, hall chairs.
Good morning to the soon to become millionaires counselors in crossing the state. Let's bring it home.
I know John you go there.
Let's be inclusive. Let's include everybody.
I know John you there. I know John you there. What if now audio money?
Now you talk that one. That one me I not join you.
Now what
the press
my
release
hands.
said is what me I'm saying.
Okay.
1.96 billion. That's what the press release said. If it's audio money
And
to
10
see that-
million each.
10 million. That's what the press release
it's
said.
And it's not coming
But
from their
if-
salary.
If that is what you're saying, now you sabi.
Yeah,
I know follow you
fans.
go there. Oh. Let it be on record. That's Thompson
Okay.
that said it is audio
There's a
money.
press release already on that. Oh,
Okay.
congratulations, guys.
I
But
can't
when-
correct. I don't say allegedly. I have to verify my facts.
Yeah, so if you see me for Abemuna carry me, I dey always use cap, but I no carry cap today, but I get cap. But I beg, if you see me for Muna carry me, I have my ID card though. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Our technical team. It's such a beautiful time to be here once again. It's such a
Absolutely.
beautiful time. Yeah. Thank God it's Thursday. It's almost a click and then it's Friday. And
Yeah, actually,
cannot
this
even
week has
wait.
been a breeze. That's gone by very fast, though. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
That's-
so to an
that's one
extent-
way to look at it.
to an extent, because I mean, yesterday was Monday, now today is
True.
Thursday.
That's true.
Yeah.
I had to tap myself yesterday and say, wait, tomorrow is Thursday. Wow, that's That's really fast, very fast compared to other weeks. So yeah, I think I'm excited that this week has been fast. I mean,
Yeah.
let's just skip to the best part, which is the weekend. Not
Mm.
that this is not the best part for me, of course. I love hanging out with you guys, but I love my sleep as well. So I don't joke with that. Nothing comes close. I'm sorry.
I can relate to when somebody said, my confidence booster is when I have to come back home and see my bed waiting for me to
But
lie down.
growing up, since it's Throwback Thursday,
Mm.
growing up, right? We were offended or felt really bad
Felt like it was a
whenever
punishment.
it was a punishment. Actually, whenever our parents told us you're not going anywhere, stay in bed, don't come out of your room. It was seen as punishment.
We
But
had
now
siesta, like
we are
after
longing for
we
our
had
bed.
siesta every
True.
afternoon.
My parents tried that law and it never worked in our house.
Oh, it worked
No,
too.
it did not work in
It
our
didn't work
house.
for me though, because they used to call me kerosene there because I used to sleep. I wonder why. I wonder why the name though. Like I never asked actually. Why the name? Is it like kerosene does not sleep?
It's always burning something now.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Back then that's what we used, kerosene. There was nothing like gas. Maybe if it
Yeah,
wasn't now, they would call you
for
gas.
lanterns and stoves
Exactly,
and
exactly, exactly. So yeah, it never worked in my house because you guys are saying we should sleep by 12 or by 2 p.m. But that 2 p.m. is when you want to cook. That 2 p.m. is when you want to send us on
at 2
errands.
p.m. is when cartoon comes up. Sorry, 3 is when cartoon
Yeah,
comes up on
3.
NTA.
Yeah.
So why are you telling me to now sleep and sleep through the cartoon?
Well, bottom line is it used to be a punishment for us to sleep, but
Yes.
now it's something that we look forward to. We yearn to go back home and sleep.
Jesus.
How ironic. It's the
Very
irony for
ironic.
me. It's really the irony for
Sure, I
me.
told my cousin, I was like, you think I'm punishing you? When you reach a time when you'll be begging to sleep. You think it's play.
You will beg sleep will not come.
Jesus. And now when you have free time like this, I say, okay, I'm supposed to sleep, I'm supposed to rest. That's when your body is now active. And you're like, I want to sleep. Have you ever slept in the afternoon here? Like just a short while and then you just stood up by around 11. And just open your eyes. Your eyes are wide open by 11 o'clock. By 11 o'clock in the close to midnight. And your body does not want to go back to sleep. And when you finally sleep, it's like 2 a.m. You're supposed to stand up and prepare by 4 a.m. But see, it's how we mess up our sleep cycles that our body just does how it wants to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
and the funny thing, it becomes a force of habit because when we don't have anything to catch up to, right, our bodies still operate on that structure that we've built, right? So you normally wake up every weekday by 4 o'clock to prepare to come to work. Now, when you're not working on Saturday, or let's say when you're on a leave, maybe 1 or 2 weeks leave, I promise you're going to wake up by 4 o'clock.
That's same time.
every
Yeah,
day.
I'm used to it. Even sometimes these days I wake up before my alarm even beeps up because
My alarm got nothing on me.
Yeah, I'm literally just get used to it. That I wake up by 4:30 and then have a little studies and then prepare myself. But these days I wake up even before 4:30 and all of that because I literally sleep early. 8 o'clock, if I'm indoors, I am already dozing off already, and then that's how I operate myself. So when I travel to where I literally wouldn't have to go to work in the morning,
Yes, I
so
can
that
absolutely
actually
relate
happens,
to
yeah.
that.
And
I
then
can relate to that.
Saturdays and Sundays when I feel like I just need to spend so much time, but that time I need to wake up to read, just do a little study. That's when I have to literally wake up by that time till sometimes I don't feel like reading, but I just feel like sing. I'll just sing and then return back. If there's lights, that's when I just turn on my music and then play just very low, and
I don't know
then
about
that
you
time,
guys, though.
trust me, I can really go back to sleep again.
I don't know about you guys though, but even if I wake up, I would like it takes like 2 days. My body's already used to the fact that you are at home, sleep. You don't have to wake up again
No,
that
it
early.
doesn't. 2 days. That's such a short time. It can
Yeah.
take like a week for me. Like when I wake up around that time, I literally have to force myself back to sleep,
Force
and it
yourself
takes
to
like
sleep.
hours before I can actually go back to sleep because it feels like I'm missing something. It feels like I'm supposed to do something and I'm not doing it, and I don't like to miss things. So I
I
just
can't
have
relate
to
to forcing
force
myself to
myself.
sleep.
Mhm.
My friends have videoed me sleeping. I could sleep sitting down like this.
Could sleep hanging on a thread.
I'm serious.
I
And there are videos, there are video
I have
evidences.
my uncle can actually sleep eating.
I've slept while eating before.
No,
Like
don't
a
worry,
couple
just
of
leave it
times.
like that.
That's
Just
absolutely
leave it like that.
absolutely
Yeah.
ridiculous.
No, I was like, I was very, very exhausted and I was tired. But I was like, no, I can't leave this food here like this now. So I ate
I
halfway.
can't even sleep holding my phone.
I can sleep holding
I
my
can't even
phone.
sleep
Seriously, I
holding my
can't try
phone.
that. I can't try that.
Talk
Yeah.
more of eating and sleeping.
I
Sleep
have
just-
to
sleep just
put my
overcomes
phone
me.
somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sleep overcomes me, and then I'll be like, wait, I was typing something, and then boom, I slept up. I opened my eyes. I saw, oh, I was still holding my
The
phone.
easiest time for you to sleep is when you're reading Bible. Trust me, that's natural.
No,
But see,
read Bible.
some people
Normally,
can
some
stay
people it's just the
and do
books.
movies for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Me, nah.
Just
You
opens the
see,
Bible.
for me, if you want me to stay on the screen like a TV screen,
It has to be a
let it be a
documentary.
documentary.
Mhm.
You see,
We know.
documentary, I can stay all night and watch. I can watch all the channels, all the news channels.
Stations.
I can watch all the news channels all through the night. But you see, movie, except it is an interesting horror movie or an action movie
watch
that
horror
really
movies.
hits hard. If it is all those ones that they need to talk to plenty, no, I'm not interested. Don't
Here
just
you
play
are
it.
talking
So
every day
that
of the
is
week.
me. So no,
Wait, you-
this is quite different from.
Well,
this
you
is
watch
quite
horror
different from-
movies.
I do horror movies. Good horror
Jesus.
movies.
You guys can do the catching up, after the show.
Mm-mm-mm.
Anyway, what are you up to this morning? It's a beautiful
There's no
Thursday
catch up to do.
morning.
Okay.
How are you feeling? What is happening in your area this morning? Talk to us this morning, 0809 4444058. I will take that again, 0809 4444058. You can send an SMS to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number and we'll take it right here on the show. What are you up to? It's a new day. It's a new opportunity at life. Are you already on your way to work, on your way to school? Are you already running errands or you're just home chilling? Let us know what you're up to this morning and what is happening in your area. What is the light situation in your area this morning? And what is the refuse situation in your area as well? Do you have piles of refuse around your area? Let us know this morning, 0809 4444058. I will take that again, 0809 4444058. You can send an SMS to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number and we'll take it right here on the show. Now, Thompson, we're saying something about the local government chairman of
Yaka local government
local government area.
So
Said after I finished
precisely,
talking.
I was going to say congratulations to all the effort is putting on to ensure that there is cordial relationship between the people, the good people of Idomi and the amazing and incredible people of Uge. Now, these are two brothers and sisters. Okay, so I think somebody made a post that it is very interesting. It is very okay for us to have intertribal marriages around us. Now, on the other hand, if you allow these open windows for those who get to marry within a Kori, those who get to marry within Ko, those who get to marry within Idomi and all of that, when issues like this rise up, there won't be that severity amongst them because they know that they are marrying each other. So if you go to burn your mother's house or father's house, so it doesn't really relate, right? And then if you return back, I think one of the issues I'm having with people when they have communal clashes is, this is a land. This is land. I'm talking about land or land where you born meat. And then tomorrow you wake up and tell somebody, oh, this is not the boundary. My friend, when were you born? If these guys have lived in peace for many years and all of that. So, but on the other hand, I think sometimes the way governments do things are reasons why I just find it to really understand these people have lived in this place for a very long time. Who is that person that started fermenting these issues of, no, this is not the boundary or this is where the boundary is, and they have been farming in this particular place or they have been living within this particular place for a very long time? Who went and cut down that tree that that caused us to now start talking about, no, this was where the tree was, no, this was where that house was built, no, this was where that stone was actually planted? What actually happened? Who brought all of this up? This kind of person should not be allowed to stay in the society. That is it. You should confine him in a place where he needs to stay there and regain. Probably something is wrong with that person's head.
Have you thought about
Because
the fact that there's a possibility that this person in question is just a pawn? Have you thought about that? Maybe somebody somewhere is using him to disrupt the peace and tranquility of that community.
And it happens like that when maybe someone, a high-profile individual somewhere, is trying to, finger up that issues and all of that. And when it lingers too long, that is where I personally do not have, any trust any longer within all of these. That the government is helping, is doing this, is doing this, is doing that. Because it seems to me it gets to a point where probably some way, somehow, the government on the other hand, or the government on this other hand is trying to say, oh, because somebody, a high profile person, may be involved in this. So they will not want to expose it, because I do not see why I personally should go and start telling somebody, no, this particular place, this was where my father was farming to. When you know very well, oh, there was a tree standing here. There's always an indicator that this is the boundary. It's either water, it's either a stone, it's either a concrete belt, or it's either a tree. So who hewn down that tree? Who pulled off that stone? Who shifted it? What happened? Do you understand? So they can trace to know that, oh, this person did this or this person did that. But amidst of all of this, I am grateful for what the government is also doing.
There's a town hall meeting.
Yes, I'm getting to there.
Okay.
There's this thing we call Kipali in your local government area, usually in communities. So when there are issues like this, the community leader calls what we call Kipali. So that Kipali actually entails they invite everybody, women, children, the traditional leaders in that community. So they come together, pour liberation, and then make peace. I think these two communities have actually gotten to this extent because I have seen the efforts of the honorable member representing Yakawan constituency, talking about Cyril Omini. We've seen the efforts of many other individuals, both the senator representing the Central Territorial District, and also many other notable Yakor sons and daughters, have been able to call. But this particular one that just came up some couple of days ago is where most of us are getting it like awkward. Who went to uproot what? Who went to do what? Do you understand? Who have been arrested? Who have been, caused to actually deviate from what is really happening? Do you understand? That is where I personally have issues. Though I belong to a lot of groups and I'm hearing a lot of things, a lot of persons are actually, exchanging threats and all of that. We keep saying, no, this is not the best way for us to go about it, because even most of you here, that's why I don't subscribe to many social media posts where when something happens, you see a lot of persons putting fire. Meanwhile, you are not even in that particular place. When it happens there, you will not be there to actually help or do anything. So I think I must have to thank the chairman of Yako local government area and the government of Cross River State so far for the effort, tremendous effort they are putting in place to ensure that peace returns to your local government area, knowing very well that these are just brothers and sisters. It reminds me of when Uyanga and Ojo were having issues. Now, if you look at Ojo, you have to pass through Uyanga to get to your own village. So why then are you fighting? I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
So you have to get to this junction, and that junction that actually leads you to your own community is the only place that why then are you fighting? What happened? Is still because of boundary issues and all of that, or probably, well, I think I'm so grateful for the government to always respond swiftly, and currently I think that issue is gradually being controlled by the government, and I wish them
the
very.
State Police Command as well is doing a fantastic job.
Yeah,
trying to
and the Nigerian
calm
police,
attention, yes.
securities, for the efforts they are actually putting in place, and every other person, stakeholder who is doing everything humanly possible to ensure that this doesn't continue like this. Because when it continues like this, there will never be development within those
That's
areas
very
and all
true.
of that.
That's very, very, very true. Because development needs to spread across other local government areas in Cross River State, and that's one way development stops, because when you are fighting each other, there's no unity, there's no synergy, you guys are not working together, and the government, instead of the governments channeling their effort into doing more infrastructural developments there, they're looking at settling communal disputes. So that's a very good one. I hope that they come to their senses as soon as possible and this whole thing is resolved amicably. Well, let us know what you're up to this morning. 080944444058. I'll take that again. 080944444058. You can send an SMS to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number, and we'll take it right here on the show. We're going on a very short music break. When we come back, we're moving straight to the weather focus segment right here on the Morning Bus Show. I will leave you in the hands of Andrea Day. This one says, Rise Up. Stay very close to your radio sets. We'll be back before you know it. which is the weather focus segment. Like I said earlier, today is the 11th day in the month of June 2026 and it's a Thursday. Now, today in Calabar Metropolis, expect a warm and humid day with considerable cloud cover and periods of rain. Afternoon showers and isolated thunderstorms are possible, so keep an umbrella handy. Temperatures are expected to peak around 31 degrees Celsius and fall to about 23 degrees Celsius overnight. Now, in the morning from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., temperature will range from 24 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius. Now, the rain chance will be around 30 to 50%. Now, the weather condition will be mostly cloudy with a chance of light showers. The tip for the morning is good time for outdoor activities, but be prepared for brief rain. Now, in the afternoon from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., temperature will range from 26 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees Celsius. The rain chance will be around 70 to 85%. The weather condition will be cloudy, humid with scattered showers and possible thunderstorms. Now, the tip for the afternoon is carry an umbrella or raincoat and expect wet roads in some areas. Now, in the evening from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., temperature will range from 25 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius. Now, the rain chance will be around 40 to 60%. The condition will be mostly cloudy with lingering showers gradually easing later in the night. The tip for the evening is roads may remain slippery, allow extra travel time. Now, the general summary for the day is temperature range from 23 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees Celsius. The rain chance is high, especially during the afternoon and early evening. The general advisory is expect a humid day with intermittent rain, keep rain gear handy, and stay hydrated due to the warm conditions. And that is the weather focus for you this morning right here on the show. Ensure that you step out with your umbrella, with your raincoat, anything that keeps you protected from the rain. Ensure that you step out with it because in the afternoon we're going to experience around 70 to 85% chances of rainfall. So ensure that you come out of your houses prepared. Ensure that you plan your day accordingly, and of course drink water as well because humidity will be high and it's going to make you really thirsty. So ensure that you go out with an umbrella, carry it's not umbrella, rather a water bottle. Ensure that you go out with water. Ensure that you hydrate as much as you can because staying hydrated in this tropical part of the world is very, very, very important.
Talking about what is it bottled water you call it? Please, there's this new bottled water I'm seeing, especially our beautiful and amazing and incredible Malabres going around with. Look, that is not bottled water. That thing is GP tank. It's so big. It's so big. They should call it GP bottled water.
Well, they are the ones big carrying it, so why is it pinching you?
They will prefer to carry that thing than to carry books they will write.
Thompson, we have notepads on our phones.
Notepad care.
Yes.
Notepad care.
You're stuck in the stone age.
No, don't worry.
You are stuck in the stone age.
You can record.
Yes.
And then when your data is off, when you finish using it, and then when how do they call it? Technology now.
You don't need
the software need updates. Everything wipe off. That is when you know that
you're such a traditional man.
Information
that's fine. That's the thing. That's fine.
Information carefully recorded down and knowledge available in times of need.
So when fire enter your house, Nka?
Don't worry.
Excuse me, sir. Answer my question. If fire enter your house, Nka, and burns everything down, what happens to the knowledge written on paper?
It has always been like that from the beginning. So what we are saying now, don't forget what I'm talking about.
I see what you did there.
Don't forget what I'm talking about here. Now, we are not taking away the necessity for how do they call it? The necessity for technologies and all of that. Of course, I'm a fan to the current innovative ideas and all of that. Yeah, I'm very okay with that. But there again, I'm saying, instead of you walking around with GP tank in your hands in the name of bottled water, or water, whatever, please prioritize your books
that's
for
what
the meantime.
Prefer because I believe that
it's
some
okay,
of them,
but I am saying it is too big. That is a big load.
Do you realize that some people
you need to see this particular person I saw.
Somebody in this office that actually has that kind of water can. And the thing is, do you realize that some people don't trust certain sources of water? So they are very, very, very intentional of the kind of water that they drink. Some people don't trust all this sachet table water that they sell around because most times when you drink them, it has taste and you don't know how it affects some people. So they rather bring water from their houses where they trust the source of water. That is another angle to this. Some people don't just drink water anyhow. Because you can drink water anyhow doesn't mean another person can just, randomly buy a Okon table water, a Fiong table water, Sharon table water, Thompson table water and drink.
I have a friend that if she takes anyhow water, next is
We see.
Yeah, I'm not saying they shouldn't, but I'm saying the how do they call it? The quantity.
So if they're going to be
it's so
outside
big.
all day,
It's so big. That thing is so big and so heavy that
I don't like being in a situation where my water finishes down my can and I'm outside.
So I'm asking him now, what if they're outside for a very long time? What happens? And they don't drink water outside. What happens?
Let me let you know, there are larger ones. There are larger ones. Actually, some people carry it.
it's fine. We say drink water. Does not mean you should walk around with GP tank so that you know.
But you know the funny thing,
prioritizing
Thompson's
things.
water bottle. If I'm being honest, his water bottle is actually big.
No,
Your
no.
water bottle is actually
Mine
big.
is sizable. Mine is sizable.
Of course.
And it's very
Okay,
light.
that means
No, no,
size is relative.
Exactly.
To you, it's sizable. To me, it is big. So the size is relative.
Drink water. I didn't say you should walk around with GP tank. Hello.
Well, it's very important to actually drink water and drink reliable and trusted source of water because these days everybody owns a table water. What are we waiting for, Sharon? Let us own a table water as well. Everybody owns a table water, and it's so unsafe. Like the taste that you get.
It's scaring. It's scaring. It's scary. Now that. Okay.
Of course not.
Exactly, I was driving to that.
Because before, that's what you taste. There's too much chlorine inside the water. That's what you taste.
So you taste onions in the water. It's onions you taste in the water.
So this is totally different entirely. And I'm like, and then there's some that just rub the nylon.
Yeah.
The color has come out of the face. And you now be looking at them like.
And they all have NAFDAC registration numbers. Every time that thing baffles me, but it is what it is at the end of the day. All we are telling you this morning is to ensure that you drink water, stay hydrated, and of course, carry an umbrella or a raincoat to protect you from the afternoon rain that we're expecting to have this afternoon. That's how much you can take on the weather focus segment. We're going back to the music. When we come back, we're moving straight to the exchange rates segment right here on the show. And Obi Thompson will take us through that segment of the show. I'll leave you in the hands of John Oga, Adekene Gold, and Simi. This one says Uncle Suru. Stay very close to your radio set. We'll be back before you know it. It is the throwback edition, the throwback episode of the Morning Bus Show, and of course, we're going to throw it all the way back when it comes to our music because we just like to realize that back in the day we used to make a lot of they used to make a lot of good music, and we're just living in the nostalgia of the good music of the olden days. Right now, we're moving straight to the next segment of the show right here on the Morning Buzz, and that is the exchange rate segment. And Obi Thompson will take us through that segment of the show. Thompson, let's have it.
Okay, so right away this beautiful morning, we take you through what we have for you from the exchange rate segment. Don't forget, this segment helps you and I spend help us to spend our money wisely. Okay, so first of all, we start with the just one Danish crown is costing Nigeria so much money, 201 naira, and then one Swiss francs is costing Nigeria 1,703 naira. Just one Saudi riyal is costing Nigeria 362 naira. It has actually increased anyway. And then one West African CFA is costing Nigeria just 2 naira. And then one Japanese yen, just one, is costing Nigeria 8 naira. And then just one Chinese yuan is costing Nigeria 200 naira. And then one South African rand is costing Nigeria 82 naira. And then one pound sterling is costing Nigeria 1,819 naira. Okay, so 1 euro is costing Nigeria 1,570 naira, and then 1 US dollar is costing Nigeria 1,360 naira. So you heard it from me, right? Okay, so if you want to go buy a car, you want to go get new phone, of course you want to prepare for your weekend, and then you want someone to come spend a weekend, how much you're going to be spending on food, on pastries, and one or two, right? Okay, so that's pretty much everything from the exchange rate segment.
All right, thank you very much, Thompson, for that one. That was the exchange rates segment right here on the Morning Bus Show. We're going back to the music. When we come back, we're going to move straight to the national holiday segment right here on the show. I'll leave you in the hands of Davido. This one says, Aye, stay very close to your radio set. We'll be back before you know it. Time check is 11 minutes past the hour of 8, and it's still the morning bus show right here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it ADU Infotainment. Now we're moving straight to the next the next segment, and that is the national holiday segment. Like I said earlier, today is the 11th day in the month of June 2026, and the first national holiday we have is National Corn on a Cob Day. National Corn on a Cob Day. Now I've realized that we are currently in the corn season, and a lot of people are indulging in corn and pear, corn and coconut. Every junction in Calabar now has someone roasting corn and somebody boiling corn and all of that. So people are now, indulging in corn this season because it's the corn season. So yeah, today's National Corn on a Cob Day. So ensure that you indulge in corn. That is if you like it, because I'm not a fan of it. So if you
at least this
What
year,
do you eat?
this year,
Fine.
I can proudly say that I have eaten both roasted corn, boiled corn, and corn itself. Thank you.
come again, roasted corn, boiled corn,
and corn itself.
which one is corn itself?
I feel like we should not elaborate on that discussion. If not, you'll be
Okay.
traumatized.
Okay.
It is well, though.
But fine, what do you eat actually? You're not a fan of.
Food.
You're not a fan of. You're not a
I'm
fan
f-
of.
I eat food that normal people eat. That's it.
Oh,
So-
so we are not normal.
Well, you said so, not me.
It's alright.
But yeah, if you're a fan of
Ah.
corn, ensure that you indulge in it today.
I came to Calaba. I realized that the color of corn is different.
Yes, you don't eat that one that in Lagos is sweet corn.
Yeah, it's the sweet yellow one, which
Mm.
is sweeter than this one, I see, and I like that one better than this one.
It's sweeter, but that
Pumpkin.
one is more dry than the one here.
Yeah,
Mm,
straight up. But
mm.
like I like it. It's better off.
Well, you guys just like the hard life there, don't you?
Hard life.
Yeah, everything has to be hard. Now that you're experiencing soft life, like
Oh, wow. That I was not experiencing soft life there.
but
I
you like
was.
soft hard corn.
It's sweet now. It's sweet hard corn. You understand?
If I
It's
want,
sweet.
If I want sweet corn, I'll
If
go
you
to the
taste it when it's
supermarket.
roasted with coconut,
That's
either
the
coconut
worst.
or
That's when it becomes even drier.
no, like it makes more sense. Do you
Mm.
understand? Like it's sweeter than boiled one. When you taste it with like that small pear
Mm.
or coconut, so try coconuts. It's better. But the pear is okay too. But like when you put it together, to be thank me later.
Guess what? I will not be thanking you because I will not be trying.
I know.
Anyway, ensure that if you're a fan of corn, ensure that you indulge in it, today, and ensure that you enjoy it as well. There's this thing that my mom normally does when it's corn season, corn pudding, right? Where they'll grind corn, mix it with all the wishy oil and all of that. Just like how you do moi moi. This one is now with corn and palm oil. And they enjoy it so much. And
They
yeah, they.
of course it's they.
I'm not in that category.
It doesn't sound like it's going to be nice.
Well, people are actually obsessed with it. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of
It's
pudding.
some people's
Except what's it called now? Moi moi. I don't eat any other pudding.
It's some people's major food in like some places. Some people use corn to do the same pudding. Some people use corn to do swallows. So like people actually use corn for in place of iba. Most times for swallows. Okay. So I would understand that, but it doesn't sound like it's going to taste nice.
Well, at the end of the day, different folks, different strokes. Yep. But if you're a fan of corn, ensure that you explore all the possible ways that you can use corn to make meals. I mean, you cannot just stop with I'll stop by eating what's it called now? The corn roasted or dried, roasted or boiled. Ensure that you can also explore other ways that you can actually enjoy corn. Now the next holiday we have is Certified Nursing Assistants Day. Certified Nursing Assistants Day. Now the invaluable contributions of certified nursing assistants every second Thursday of June. These dedicated professionals are the backbone of patients' care, offering comfort, support, and vital assistance daily. We take a moment to thank the certified nursing assistants, share their stories, and advocate for better support in healthcare. Now, I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, I stand to be corrected, but I don't think we have certified nursing assistants in this part of the world because nurses are already seen as assistants. So you imagine it's like an assistant having an assistant. So does it work like that in the healthcare industry?
It
Yes.
could. It could.
in Nigeria.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they
It
are
could.
very plenty. Oh. They are only there. You know, one thing in a Nigerian system, it's like you just have to prepare yourself, and then the next thing you're looking for how to live, because it seems to you it's just like many courses in Nigeria. It doesn't look as if it's actually operating at all. So before you know it, you're only preparing to leave the country. That is just why it look as if they are not actually existing.
So I think I always see them with a very different pattern of scrubs. They don't wear
Yeah.
the normal scrubs that nurses wear with name tags and titles. They
Mm.
just wear. That's how their scrubs are. Are those the nursing assistants?
They are different. They are different. They're actually different types. Aside nurses, there are also some people that actually wear. I've forgotten what they call them. Mine is matrons or something. But
No,
these
matrons
ones
are
are,
different.
yeah,
Everybody
exactly.
knows
They are
matrons.
different. I'm trying to.
I think matrons are even higher than some
There's something
nurses.
I'm looking for until I get it. Sha. You see, you definitely see a difference. Do you understand? And then their degrees are not, their certificates are not the same. So there'll definitely be a difference.
Is it
And
the
then the scrubs will
auxiliary
definitely be,
nurse?
yeah, the auxiliary nurses will
Mm,
definitely be different from these ones. But although they are not seen to be most of the times, most of them are not really certified in Nigeria.
mm,
Although you can still find some though, but
but it's
those
not
ones most,
certified.
yeah, that are certified.
Mm,
But most of the ones that are nurses aides, nurses assistant at the moment are people that are trying to do training, because then they're students,
mm,
so they're not really certified as they're not really certified nurses assistants. And then
mm.
most of the times in Nigeria, they don't believe in things like that. So be like, why not be a nurse at once instead of being a
Yeah.
nursing assistant? There's this kind of mindset that they have about it. But these people are also equally still important, because they are, for you to be certified, that means you have knowledge on what you are doing in terms of the field. So they are equally as important as the nurses and the other higher ones that I'm trying to remember their name. When
Mm.
I remember, I will let you guys know. But yes, we celebrate the nursing assistants.
Absolutely. If you're a nursing assistant, we celebrate you today. Keep doing the good work. Keep offering comfort and support to patients on a daily basis. Well, that's how much can take on the national holiday segment right here on the show. We're going back to the music. When we come back, we're moving straight to the health and wellness segment right here on the show. I will leave you in the hands of Omalmi. This one says Bele. Stay very close to your radio set. We'll be back before you know it. 25 minutes past the hour of 8, and it's still the Morning Boss Show right here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it a do infotainment. And right now, we're moving straight to the next segment of the show, which is the health and wellness segment. And today, Sharon has something special for us on that segment of the show. Sharon, let's have it.
Okay, we're talking about corn on the cob day, right? And how we usually take corn here. So we're going to be talking on the health benefits of corn. So people that don't eat corn, I know I'm talking to you. Corn or maize is one of the world's most widely consumed cereal grains. It is rich in carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that contribute to overall health. It provides energy. Corn is a very good source of carbohydrates, which serves as the body's primary source of energy. It helps fuel daily activities and supports physical performance. It also supports digestive health. Corn contains dietary fiber, which promotes healthy digestion, prevents constipation, and supports regular bowel movement. It also helps in eye health. Yellow corn contains antioxidants such as lutein and zeaxanthin. These nutrients help protect the eyes from age-related vision problems and support overall eye health. It also supports heart health. The fiber, magnesium, and antioxidants found in corn may help maintain healthy cholesterol levels and support cardiovascular health when consumed as part of a balanced diet. It also boosts immune function. Corn contains vitamins such as vitamin C and various B vitamins that help support the immune system and aid in the body's metabolic process. It also aids healthy weight management. The fiber content in corn helps increase feelings of fullness, which may reduce overeating and support healthy weight management. It also provides essential nutrients like vitamin B1 and vitamin B9, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium. These nutrients support brain function, nerve health, and bone development. Now, ways to consume corn. You could consume it boiled. That's the fresh corn called boiled and eaten as a snack, or you could eat with other related foods like I think some people deep down inside butter and take it with it. Some take with coconut, some take with groundnuts, some take with pear, the local pear. We can also take it roasted, which is my all-time favorite actually.
Roasted
Roasted.
corn.
Yes.
Ah,
Corn roasted over charcoal or
can't even
fire.
finish one of it.
Not burnt too. Because that one has another chemical inside. Not burnt, roasted. I don't know why. There's a difference between it being roasted and it being burnt to the core, to the point where you're tasting that dark, bitter taste. Roasted. It's a popular street
Could
food
really
in
care
many
less
parts
if
of
you guys
Nigeria.
eat it roasted
Please,
or burnt
please, Vine.
or
Please.
sacrificed.
Some people appreciate
Mm.
this one street food that we have. You
And
can also eat it in pap form. Fermented corn processed into a smooth porridge, commonly eaten for breakfast with akara, with bread, with moi moi, which I don't want to get with beans too. You could eat it like what happened?
oh, please proceed. Go on. I'm just amazed
I
by
mean,
a lot of combination going on there, but it is well.
but people take pap with akara, pap with akamu, pap with beans. It's just beans in and it's cold now. Yeah,
I see.
exactly. Okay, is it the bread when you are?
Please keep going.
Some people actually take it with bread though. So I'm not saying something abstract. You can also take it as a cornmeal. Ground corn used to make dishes such as tuwo masara and other traditional meals. You can also take it in as popcorn. So there's a particular corn that is known as popping corn. It's not like the
Regular corn.
regular corn. There's a popping corn because I tried doing
You
popcorn with
didn't lose your
regular
mind
corn.
or
It
something.
did not work. I
So the
was
people
small
that
then.
bought that used the what's it called, popcorn kernels. They did not know that the other corn doesn't pop.
I was small then. I did not know.
This is well with you.
Give me a break. Cut me some slack. Dry corn kernels heated until they pop, making a healthy snack when likely seasoned. Seasoned with salt. They put oil. They put milk to
Sugar.
butter also, yeah, sugar, because when it melts, it just sips into the popcorn. Also, corn flour products used in baking bread, cakes, pancakes, and pastries. We have a lot of things that we use in doing flour. There's plantain flour, there's yam flour, but basically corn is one major plant used in doing it's used as the basis of most pastries that they do. Also, people combine with some people take corn salads, sweet corn kernels mixed with vegetables for a nutritious salad. Also, corn and beans, a popular combination that provides both carbohydrates and proteins, popular in some areas. Sha. Also, people take corn soup. Fresh corn cooked with vegetables, fish, or meat to create a hearty meal. You also find it in some people's fried rice as part of their toppings. The one that their companies carrots or other vegetables with liver and the likes. You see corn as part of the toppings of fried rice. Corn is a nutritious and versatile food that can be enjoyed in many forms when consumed as part of a balanced diet. It provides energy, supports digestion, and promotes heart health, and also contributes to overall well-being. So try corn today.
Okay, you've heard it from Sharon this morning.
Yeah,
If
talking
you're
to you.
that's your business.
Try
If
corn.
you're a corn lover, ensure that you go out there and have it. You can have it with coconut, you can have it with pear, you can have it with what else is there? Groundnut. I think some people also have theirs with groundnuts.
Yeah.
There's other dried one. There's other what would I even call it now? It's dried, right? Then it's now mixed with groundnuts. They call it manpower in this part of the world. I don't know who came up with that with that idea, right? But yes, it's just
Is it kuli kuli?
no,
No,
it's
no, fried
corn,
corn
not
and
on
fried
the
groundnuts.
groundnuts.
Mix
Yes.
it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And please,
about it.
and when you finish eating that combination, drink enough water and avoid staying too long without going to ease yourself. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, it can cause
And don't
constipation.
detonate in public, especially in the bank. Yeah, please don't do that. But however, I've seen that South Africa is actually leading with over 14 million tons of metric tons of corn globally in African setting, and Nigeria comes second. But there in South Africa, it's actually generating so much. But here in Nigeria, it's not actually helping us to. That's one negative part of corn this season. I think this is the season, but please
Yeah,
now,
this
you
is the
people that are
season.
selling corn outside, please now. How can you be giving me small corn five for hello?
Don't you
My
can plant in your
question, my
backyard.
eh?
You can plant in your backyard. It's not hard.
The coop will be empty, I promise you. But anyway, my question is there a law? Is there some policy that I'm not aware of that you must roast corn beside the gutter?
All
What's
street foods are beside the gutter. Suya,
Suya's not beside the
corn.
gutter. I go to
Uh-uh.
arcades buy suya and it's not beside the gutter. I'm
Uh-uh.
sorry.
No.
You want
No.
Bogobri?
It's
There
not beside the
gutters there.
gutter. It's not beside the gutter. The gutter
No,
is
that
outside.
those places, no. Where they build their tent, the whole of that place is gutter. They just put
The back.
stuffs
They just
to
put stuff there.
actually
Just so that they'll be able
cover
to.
it,
It's
so
time
be
to
able
cover. It
to
to be
walk
covered.
around.
Suya.
Then in that case, the gutter is covered. So
Yes.
that's still better than an open gutter.
So you mean they can stand in covert? That's what you mean?
Better.
Gutter na
Street,
gutter.
most street foods
No,
like
gutter na
akara,
gutter.
suya,
Na
or
gutter.
corn, roasted corn. Most street foods are beside gutters.
Okay, can you pass the culvert? Like, can you walk on it and pass?
Even the gutter, you
Or
can jump.
No, don't jump. Just walk on it and pass. Don't jump. Walk on it and pass.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Please, you
Gutter
guys
na
should be
gutter.
careful with the way you consume street food because what's it called now? Food poisoning is actually a thing, and was germs from the gutter can actually come in and contaminate the food.
That is if the person doesn't know how to handle the food right. That's another thing. The handler of the food, the one that is making the food, the one that is roasting it, the person doesn't know how to handle the food right. Like if it's something that
I don't think you've actually seen the kind of gutters I'm talking about. You will not see that thing that you're saying.
No, I understand. Like I'm saying that one is there, but then there are also people that don't know how to handle it well. Like, okay, when you're trying to roast the corn now, and you peel it from the this thing that is inside. When you remove it, just dump it on the stuff that they just peeled. Just dump it like that, and then from there they start picking and putting it directly
I
on
see
the
that they
spit.
wash it with salt. Like that is what I see
Some
regularly. Well,
some don't.
at the end of the day, I just think that we can actually have and enjoy street food without them being, very close to the gutter. And when I say very close, it's like it is on the gutter, gong gong. It's not nice.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
really not nice. Sometime ago, I went to buy bully from a street vendor, and the gutter, God have mercy, the gutter was
Chased you away.
terrible. It was so terrible. Like the stench from the gutter was so bad. I told them, you know what? I'm very sorry, but I cannot proceed with this
Purchase.
transaction. Please let us call it a day. Well, anyway, if you're a corn lover, ensure that you indulge in it today. Sharon has listed the health benefits of corn, so ensure that you indulge in corn today. Well, that's much can take on the health and wellness segment. We're going back to the music. When we come back, we're moving straight to the people and culture segment right here on the show. I'll leave you in the hands of Omalmi. This one says, "If you ask me," stay very close to your radio sets. We'll be back before you know it. From that short music break, time check is 40 minutes past the hour of 8, and it's still the Morning Bus Show right here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it Edu Infotainment. Right now, we're moving straight to another exciting segment of the show, which is the People and Culture segment. And Sharon will take us through that segment of the show.
Emphasis on exciting, actually, because it's always exciting. I have details on a particular cuisine
Just
that
get onto it already.
I'm
Thank
doing
you.
it
Thank
now.
you.
Fine. I'm doing it. Hey. So this particular cuisine here, we feel like I grew up with this mentality that most people from this part of this region of there's also people from the Hausa tribe have they're not really as clean as other tribes are. It's this stereotype that they have. And so their food has been to an extent
Do
talked
you
down
actually
on.
think that that is a stereotype?
Do I think it's a stereotype?
Yes.
To some.
Okay.
But I feel like there are stereotypes on a lot of tribes. Like a lot of tribes are known for things that most times are not even true. Now we're talking on one of their cuisines that I find to actually see that it's actually something that is worth trying out. So we're talking on tuwo shinkafa. Now there's tuwo masara, there's tuwo shinkafa. Masara means corn. Tuwo means swallow. So joined together is a swallow made out of corn. Then tuwo shinkafa. Shinkafa means rice in Hausa. So tuwo shinkafa is what we're talking about. And it's a popular traditional dish from northern Nigeria, particularly among the Hausa people. The name comes from the Hausa language where tuwo means a thick soft meal made from greens and shinkafa means rice. It is a simple but highly nutritious staple food enjoyed across many northern states. Tuwo shinkafa is made by washing and boiling rice until it becomes very, very soft. Mashing or stirring the cooked rice continuously until it forms a smooth, thick dough-like consistency. That's I was wondering when my mom would tell me, "Don't add too much water inside; it's not too." And I've never realized that okay, this is actually what she meant until I started like doing more research on things like this. So molding you also get it by molding it into bowls or serving portions. The dish has a soft texture similar to pounded yam and is usually eaten by hand. Tuwo shinkafa is commonly served with traditional soups such as minyan kuka, that's baobab leaf soup, minyan taushe, minyan kubewa, vegetable and meat-based soups. Now, additional benefits include that it provides energy because rice is rich in carbohydrates, which supplies the body with energy. It's also low in fat. It is naturally low in fat when prepared without excessive oil. It's also easy to digest because of its soft texture, which makes it suitable for children, older adults, and people recovering from illnesses. Now, it's also a good source of nutrients. When paired with nutrient rich soups, it provides vitamins, minerals, proteins, and dietary fiber. So shinkafa is more than just a meal. It is an important part of Nigerian culture, northern Nigerian culture, and hospitality. It is commonly served during family gatherings, festivals, weddings, and other social occasions. The dish symbolizes unity, tradition, and rich culinary heritage of northern Nigeria. People also say that it's similar to a particular dish in Ghana where they make sticky rice balls together, and people have claims that it came from there first. But those claims, I don't feel like they are
Ghana and food
confirmed.
claims.
Do you
Jesus.
understand? And why is it our own? Why is it our own? Like I mean the hot sha. So for the health tip for this particular cuisine is that for a more balanced meal, serve tuwo shinkafa with vegetable-rich soups and moderate amounts of lean meat, fish, or beans to increase its protein and micronutrient content. Because you know the tuwo shinkafa is just rice balls, soft rice balls. So you need a complementary soup with rich nutrients inside it, and that's for the people and culture segment. I would like to try tuwo shinkafa from the right individual so that I do not traumatize me.
Well,
Because we've had to somebody told me that I don't like afang soup. I said, how is that even possible?
no, that's fine.
Why? And then it was like the person that made it for me did not make it nice. The
No,
person
if you
didn't
don't like afang, that's fine. That gives us more afang to eat. So yeah,
Abi,
it's fine. Don't like
do you know
it.
that head? The person didn't pound the afang. I was like, who did it? is it from here? Let's understand. Let's know who to drag. Because I was shocked. The person didn't pound the afang. Like,
Well,
how is now afang soup?
some tribes in Cross River State don't pound their afang. Thompson, am I wrong?
Of course, that could be very true.
No, it's not. It could. It's fact.
No, that could be
It's
very
the,
true.
I can't throw that leave.
I'm trying to remember the part of the Ejagan people don't pound. Even Yako people, they don't pound.
No.
They don't,
We do.
they don't.
We
Okay,
do.
let's.
The
I
thing
don't know
is,
about Yako. I know that
let's say
Ecom,
parts of the people
Ecom-
don't. No, but
no,
what they
it's
do
a
is
culture there.
Mm-mm.
I'm not saying Yako. I'm saying Ejagan people.
It
That's
could be
Yak-
part of the people that do, especially those who have spent their time here in Calabar. When they go back, they know that okay, this is how this is actually prepared. Now, the
Okay,
one you're talking about,
imagine going to
the one you're talking about is even the Igbos don't pound their this thing. We could say that for sure because they prefer cooking it with they prefer cooking it with melon. That's how they prefer cooking it.
No,
Yeah.
this one the afang is
Yeah,
sliced.
melon, yeah.
But
Afang with melon.
listen,
that's how they prefer
listen.
cooking
This
theirs.
is what I'm saying.
But it's very
factual.
delicious.
You can
Yes.
quote me anytime.
Yeah,
any day.
Jesus Christ.
We have somebody from that part of the studio, that part of Cross River State in the studio, and he's saying the same exact thing. There's a part of Cross River that they don't pound. Like that's how they prepare their own afang. They don't pound it.
Yeah.
I have friends from that part of Cross River State, and that's their culture. They don't pound it. They just cut it with knife into smaller pieces. But we in the southern part of Cross River State pound
Pound it.
ours, but they just cut it with knife into smaller pieces. So I understand that your friend perfectly. So I understand where she got her own from.
But
I
she
know
didn't,
also
like-
some
but she
people
said the
here
person didn't do it
don't
well
pound. They
enough.
grind their own. So why some persons don't like the grinding one.
I don't like it when it's grounded like a lot. I want to taste the afang
it
inside
to
the
be
soup.
chopped
Let's
properly.
not just be
Yeah.
just the other. But it's water leaf will now be it's what do you call it, complementary to it. But I want to taste the afang inside, but not to the point where I start spitting it out because that leaf is hard.
True.
Yeah, so that's the people that actually do it to like a point where it turns this puree, like it looks like tomato paste. And people that do it that way,
No,
people
that one
do it-
is overgrounded.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, some
And
people
I'm like,
actually
why?
like it that way.
That's them. We all have preferences, and it's sad that your preference may not be the same preference of the person that
Exactly.
is cooking for you.
Exactly.
This is well.
But anyway, we're talking about
Tuwo
Tuwo
shinkafa.
Shinkafa, and you said it's something you're willing to try. Well,
From
think
the right
about
sauce.
sorry.
From the right sauce.
From the right sauce.
Exactly.
So that's the north, right? Because if it's
Well, I have
a
northern
food-
friends though, so and that can cook very well. So I will ask them one day.
Okay, that's fair enough. Anyway, if you're somebody that loves Tuwo Shinkafa, it's weird that we don't when we go for events, they don't serve meals like that because you know that these days we have events where aside the normal rice and other stuff, they
Yeah.
also do a lot of traditional meals from the Igbo land, from the Yoruba land, but they rarely serve Tuwo Shinkafa. I don't know why.
Well, I feel like it's the region that
Mm.
you're in, because when I
No,
was
like I
in
said,
Lagos,
I mentioned they always serve ewedu and all those
Mm.
other from other parts
You
of,
see,
of Nigeria, but
in Yoruba,
that is always
in
missing.
Yoruba land, you see they will serve more of amala and begiri, and they will now serve for real with eba in their own wambe thing that they're doing. In Cross River State, they will serve afang, they will serve afiaifere. Do you understand? Those ones are to their own region. Although sometimes when they want to now go extra, you hear melon soup, you hear okra soup. So it's possible that in the northern region too, that's exactly how they do things. But I feel like we should
I
be more
don't
diverse.
think you're understanding me. What I'm saying is I've gone to a few events or a couple of events where they try to be inclusive.
Yeah.
You see things like oh god, I've forgotten what they call this Igbo meal. Oh God, have mercy. I've
Oha?
forgotten. Not oha. Okay, there's oha. There's
Achi.
I don't like
there's oha. There's what's the, is this
Ofe
is-
onubu.
that's bitter leaf, no.
Mm.
When I remember, I'll let you know.
Right.
So there's oha. There's things like what's this Yoruba
Ogbonna.
one? This
Okay, begiri and
Begiri and
begiri.
amala. They
And
always
ewedu.
try to be
Yeah.
inclusive, but
They also have ofe ede. They also have
Nsala.
ofe nsala. They also have
Ofe nsala.
ofe onugbu.
Onugbu.
They also have ofe egusi.
Ogbonna.
That's melon soup. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they have a lot of varieties of soup though in Igbo. So you're still waiting for me to mention that one. No, that's the one I can cook. That's the one I just mentioned.
The
Hello.
one you can cook. Yeah, then
Anyway.
why you marketing yourself for? I thought you had Queen.
Anyway, at the end of the day,
Queen.
right? If you're
Queen of travel.
a fan of never say anything, if you're a fan of Suwo Shinkafa, if you're willing to try, if you're
Yeah.
adventurous with food, because some people like me,
Stay on
adventure
safe
food, let's keep it safe. But if I hear that, if I hear from trusted people, I can never take Sharon's word for it, by the way. But if I hear from trusted
I take good
people,
food. Excuse
no,
you.
you
Excuse you.
bam bam
I
bam
take
bam bam.
good
With the
food.
combo that I've heard from your mouth, never.
No, I said
can never.
there's some
I
combos
can
are
never
nice now. You have to
you.
trust
Oh,
me.
fair
There's
I
some
wearing.
cannot
combos are
trust
nice.
you with that one.
Okay.
I don't
Anyway,
make
that's
weird
what you can
combos,
take
though.
on the
That's it.
people and culture segments right here on Unico 103.5 FM. We're going back to the music. After that, the news flash by 9 a.m. comes up. Immediately after the news flash, we'll be back to give you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360 right here on the Morning Bus Show on Unico 103.5 FM. I will leave in the hands of Tiwa Savage and Don Jazzy. This one says, Eminado. Stay very close to your radio set.
Unical Radio International, Entertainment 360, Edutainment 360, Infotainment 360. We smile like that.
Staying informed starts here. We bring you the key headlines driving today's news and shaping perspectives across the nation. This is the News Flash on Unical Radio International, 103.5 FM Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria. The time is 9 a.m. Good morning, Calabar. Welcome to the News Flash on Unical Radio International, 103.5 FM Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria. My name is Vine Henshaw. Here are the top headlines of the hour. Starting from the home scene in Calabar, Cross River State, panic in Cross River as Cameroonian soldiers cross into Nigerian village. On the national scene, xenophobia. 268 Nigerians arrived from South Africa today. Elsewhere in Nigeria, terrorists kill vice principal, 2 others in Kogi, Edo shuts down schools. Away from Nigeria, US and Iran exchange strikes across the Middle East for second day in a row. In the world of entertainment and lifestyle, again, EFCC arraigned Blessing CEO over 13 million naira cancer fraud. Lastly, in sports news, we don't control everything. FIFA breaks silence on visa issues. Details of all these and more coming up by 1 p.m. If you have news reports from your areas, hostels, departments, and faculties, please call our news hotline on 0809 444058. You can also follow us on all our social media handles. On Facebook, we are Unical Radio International. On Instagram, TikTok, and X, we are Unical Radio. Please do away with any form of discrimination and nepotism as we strive to build a united nation. And always remember, as Malabites, Malabresses, and Cross Riverians, we are known for reasonable action. My name is Vine Henshaw. Stay tuned and keep it locked right here on Unical Radio International, 103.5 FM Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria. The Morning Bus Show continues shortly. Stay very close to your radio set. Good morning. Before the headlines hit, we are already there. From the heart of the city to the corners of your community. From local reports to national updates, we dig deep to bring you the real stories behind every headline. This is your trusted source for credible stories, current happenings, and balanced reporting. Stay tuned. The truth is just one bulletin away. Only on Unical Radio International, 103.5 FM Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria.
Unicool 103.5 FM, bringing to you entertainment, infotainment, and edutainment all round the clock with profound, trusted, and reliable hosts. Stay posted by tuning on to your radio 103.5 FM or visit our website at yrka.org/Unicool Radio. Unicool Radio, education beyond barriers.
The best radio station in the world.
For the very best in music, information, entertainment, and education. Stay locked onto Unicool Radio International, 103.5 FM.
Anywhere we are doing a part, that's in love, one way love, like I did love. Oh, we know to the break of dawn, baby love. Oh, guess that you owe money, call your body them, they could like anybody. Ticket to stay, yeah, they won't follow Judy. Party, jolly, jolly, party, with the body, make a shot, golly, make your eye dirty. From now till eternity, hey, don't go stop, to go. Before I pay look, not be me, you know. I'm a ghetto soldier, cracking up in leather. Every Friday, bust and brass bar. Lot of down to that kind of weather. Life too short to know. Nobody knows tomorrow. That's the way I sorrow. Do like no tomorrow. Hey, money speaking. Any idea? Waiting. Shut up. The magic, damn me. I go. Come back, my personality, no matter at all. Congrats up, put this up. All I want is cash and fun.
Gongguoso. It's still the morning bus show right here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it Edu Infotainment. Right now, we're moving straight to the next segment of the show, which is the top story segment. Remember, you still have Obi Thompson, Sharon, and of course, myself, Vine Henshaw, right here on the show. Now, we love to start with the university community, and we have a memo from the public relations unit of the University of Calabar. It says laboratories critical for quality education and cutting edge research, says the Vice Chancellor. The Vice Chancellor of the University of Calabar, Professor Ofiong Efanga Ofiong, has underscored the critical role of laboratories in sustaining quality education, advancing cutting edge research, and boosting technological development. He stated this at the University Senate chambers during a 2-day workshop organized by the Association of Science Laboratory Technologists of Nigeria, ASLTON, Unico branch, in conjunction with ASLTON Cross River State chapter, with the theme Optimizing Efficiency, Sustainability and Resource Management, a means of achieving enhanced laboratory productivity and quality service delivery. Presented by the head of the department, Science Laboratory Technology, Dr. Yvonne Etta, the Vice Chancellor said efficiency, reliability, and productivity of any laboratory rest largely on the competence, dedication, and professionalism of the personnel who run them. He noted that quality service is not just an institutional requirement, but a professional duty that guarantees accuracy, safety, accountability, and excellence in laboratory operations. Professor Offiong added that as a university committed to academic excellence and research driven development, UNICOR recognizes the critical contributions of science laboratory technologists in supporting effective teaching, scientific discoveries, and the attainment of institutional goals. He further commended the technologists for their diligence, stressing that their commitment to maintaining high professional standards significantly contributes to the reputation and success of the university. The Vice Chancellor said the workshop offers an excellent platform for participants to share ideas, update their skills, exchange best practices, and explore innovative approaches that will boost laboratory productivity and raise service delivery standards. He urged all stakeholders to embrace continuous professional development, quality assurance, technological innovation, and sound laboratory management practices that will align UNICO's laboratories with international standards and prepare them to address current scientific challenges. Also speaking, Cross River State Chairman of ASLDON, Mr. Olumba James, said laboratories are central to scientific research, education, healthcare delivery, environmental monitoring, industrial quality control, and technological progress. He noted that the effectiveness of these roles depend largely on the competence of laboratory personnel, prudent use of available resources, strict adherence to quality standards, and the adoption of sustainable practices. Mr. James identified key challenges facing laboratories to include inadequate funding, aging equipment, heavy workloads, rising operational cost, and the need to comply with evolving regulatory and quality assurance requirements. He said these realities make it essential for laboratory professionals to develop innovative strategies that drive efficiency, minimize waste, optimize available resources, and guarantee long-term sustainability. The state chairman emphasized that resource management remains central to achieving laboratory excellence. Mr. James added that the careful management of human, financial, material, and infrastructural resources directly impacts laboratory productivity and the quality of service delivery. What do we make out of this?
Well, it's a nice one actually because our laboratories across the university campus, not just on SLT's end, on every this in the physics, the biology, chemistry, med lab departments, they need to be standardized to the point where they meet international standards on the equipment, on the workspaces. Because most of the times, yeah, we tend to neglect it a lot. We have equipment that we're supposed to. There are most lab equipment that need to be used routinely. That need to be checked routinely,
Sure.
so that you so that you don't have problems when you want to use it.
Yeah.
For example, now we have a machine, and this particular machine needs to be recalibrated every time
Yeah.
and has to be checked, has to run there's some controls that have to be run through it to check that the equipment is performing in its tip-top form. Now, if that equipment is not being maintained properly and is being packed to one certain side, when you now finally want to use it, you'll not be able to use it. And even if you use it, the result you are going to get from that equipment will not be something that you would be able to trust, because of the fact that the machine has not been used in a while. That there needs to be proper maintenance of the machines. And these machines are not small money, they are very expensive machines. And so why buy machines that are worth millions of dollars and then you come and pack it up in a store? Most of the times, the only time that these labs look effective, they look like as if they have equipment, is when they
Same
come
for
for accreditation.
accreditation.
Exactly, when they come for accreditation. But most of these things need to go
Sometimes
through.
they're borrowed actually, but okay.
Exactly. Sometimes they are borrowed, but these equipment need to go through quality assurances, quality controls, they're supposed to, there are standards that they're supposed to meet up with, so that the results that are coming out from these particular equipment will be tested and trusted that okay, this is exactly what it is. And then also, it's very, very important because it gives that room for more practicals
Okay.
in these labs. Because most of the times they'll tell you they can only teach theory,
But
they
no
can't
practicals.
teach the practicals.
Yeah.
Well, they
And
can
then
teach you the practicals, but not in
a practical
not for
form.
no, and aside that, not for the current age and time. They can
Mm.
teach you a practical form that was used in 1903, but they cannot teach you the one that it can be used in 2026 because they don't have
Exactly.
updated equipment.
They don't have updated this. Now, for
Okay.
example, now there's a particular lab test
Mm.
that is automated in most high labs, but here I did it manually. When I say the manual process was not short though. Like you have to go bring one set of your sample,
Yeah.
go back again, read write the results of what you've gotten, go back again, get the second sample again. You get one sample while dehydrated and get another one
You know what?
hydrated. Then you now that's how they were doing it, but but in some labs it is automated, and it's how you just need to carry this sample and pass it to that machine, and it gives you what you want. You just know how to use the machine. You just need to know how to use the machine. So we have to also evolve.
So that means if you tomorrow go to a lab where they use that machine, you are a
Guy,
machine
you are
illiterate.
lost. Oh, you are
Exactly.
lost
And
automatically.
that is why in our department,
Yeah.
every lecturer in my department will tell you, expand your knowledge. Don't just limit it to UCH and University of Calabar. Expand your knowledge. Go to labs and attach yourself. Look, volunteer, learn something.
Yeah.
Like I've gone to labs where they have been automated all through, and I've like been able to look and everything. The ones I cannot understand, I will go back and read it and then come back again. Now, some of them, now the knowledge that you will not really click then, but when you now grow in terms of like your studies, you will understand that okay, this is how it's supposed to be. Then there are some high-ending labs I've also gone to that we are more automated than usual. But then I've now learned how to use some of these machines, and I'm grateful for the knowledge. That's what they will tell you. Go and learn outside there. But it's let's make it easier for our students. Let's evolve in terms of automation in every lab we're in. Drop the manual process, because at the end of the day, technology is meant for the comfortability of man. Exactly. It's meant for advancement, meant for all the innovations are meant to be to make sure that everything
Everything
sector
becomes
is
easier and
comfortable,
all of that,
and
yeah.
easier too.
And then just
So-
like what we are talking about the manual part of it, now, and then this just rang through my head. You could imagine somebody who is battling with rent. You could imagine somebody who is battling with feeding. You could imagine somebody who is battling with roommates. And then somebody who is battling with how to pay exorbitant school charges and all of that, running to a lab that is manual. Guy, you need to start setting, you need to start thinking about how to set this one to a particular distance and all of that.
don't know the
Now,
half of
this literally reminds me on the 20th of August 2025, there was a report from the Punch newspaper then that the stakeholders in Nigerian public universities actually came together, the educational sector per se, actually came together to see how they can revamp laboratory institutions, in institutions, laboratories, points in institutions. And that also reminds me when we had the likes of Peter Obi when he visited a University of Calabar, when he has to do with accreditation and all of that, where, because of this, they didn't have this, so because of that, this was not working, so this is why we cannot admit a certain number of persons, we cannot give a certain number of persons, this opportunity. And then it also gives me this concern that I usually love comparing Nigerian today and what we have outside there. Because if you look at how much we're spending, the government say they are spending in education alone. Trust me, it's enough for us to have all the best, facilities, laboratories that we could ever think of. You could imagine taking a blood sample to a particular lab and they tell you, this is it, but you go to a different lab and you're getting different, results entirely. You'll be totally confused. This is why a lot of persons are afraid of DNA tests and all of that. And they tell you, hey, this is not this is not that. Or even test results, as little as going to test yourself for HIV and all of that. And you could see that a lot of persons will be giving you what kind of, so it's a good one. It's a welcome development for us to see how they manage management is
Yeah.
deliberate. Do you understand? It's deliberate about changing the situation in the university. Don't forget, yesterday I was telling somebody, forget about how you feel, but I can really assure you that University of Calabar is one of the best universities in the world.
Yeah, I want to,
And I
I
can
want to
take that for
actually
sure.
add is also, as much as we are trying to be automated, we should
Okay.
train more personnel. More personnel should be brought in the lab that we currently do now, teaching lab. There are few hands.
Henry Fayol
That's-
talks about training and retraining of workers.
Well, I
There are
think
And
few
so
hands
the staff in the
that are
university
there.
should also be retrained.
Exactly.
Please, if
That's
there are
the
ones that need to
essence.
go,
They are-
let them
They are
go.
lab. They're supposed to be laboratory
That's
attendants.
the essence of workshops like this.
Mm.
This was a workshop for
Exactly.
laboratory attendants and professionals. So more workshops, more trainings, more lessons for them, and more hands as well. Because few people cannot be doing a job of 1,001
Yes.
people. So we should have more people, more personnels, more professionals in this field. Because at the end of the day, you spoke about some of this equipment being bad, being rusty, and all of that. It also poses threats
Yes,
to
because
the
most
people
of
that
them
are
have
using them.
very, very, very injurious components in
Exactly,
them. That if you don't
exactly.
know how to use them right, if you
Mm.
don't employ the right people that will be able to use them right, it may cause problem. Like there's a particular instrument called the microtome. It has a knife inside, and if you don't know how to properly use this instrument, you may end up injuring yourself. You also have other ones that vibrate when you don't use them right. So training personnel that know how to use these things right,
And
also, and having
personnel
a
that
lot
are
and having
challenged about their job.
exactly.
Because I've come to
Some
some
will leave
time
you.
ago, I
Some will leave
realized
you to
that
figure out the machine by yourself.
exactly. I had a practical, I think in chemistry lab or thereabouts,
Mm.
and a classmate of mine literally fought with the lab attendant, because she was being very arrogant. It was more like we were disturbing her, but we
Yeah.
are there to do a practical that's part of our academic work and part of
Exactly.
your job. So why are you being grumpy and being all
And they always tell you
annoyed?
that the laboratory is a very dangerous place, and anything
Yes.
could happen at any point in time. You are literally at risk. If it's not samples, if it's not infectious samples, it is bad equipment. If it's not bad equipment, you could literally you are exposed to
Just
a
of
lot
hazards,
of
lurking
hazards.
around.
And so we need people that are trained, because this is a learning environment too. You can't leave me to figure out an instrument that I know nothing about
Yes.
and tell me that okay, I can do this one. If you turn on this one, someone will sit down where they are and be
shouting.
directing you.
Absolutely.
And then I'm like, are you not supposed to show me how to
Mm.
use this thing? Not be school fees I pay. I don't
I
understand.
mean,
Like,
you've been doing this for how many years, and this is just my first time doing it, and somehow you
exactly.
think I'm supposed to figure it out.
I'm going to figure it out. Sometimes they leave us with something like the microscope. Most of the times, you should challenge us to actually do it. They'll tell you, okay, this is how you focus, this is where you focus from, and stuff like that. And then you're like, okay, they will leave you to figure it out by yourself. It was a particular senior colleague of mine that actually showed me what to do. I was like, this is the trick to doing it, and stuff like that. I was like, oh wow, this thing has been very, very hard for me to do since, because of the fact that I didn't learn it from there at all. And that's why I now knew, because of the fact that he taught me, because he knew what to do. You understand? So having more trained personnel, having better automation, and also having people that can help maintain these instruments. And then also the last point is regular practicals too, because when you use this instrument, you use this instrument for practicals, you barely have faulty instruments. We use them for practicals, so sometimes they'll be like, there's no time for practicals. Some of these lecturers now barely come to class. Talk more of discussing practicals. When you have a lecturer that is very, very challenged about his or her job, the next thing he does is, okay, we've done theory now, let us do practicals on so and so day. Let's all organize this. We have lecturers like that. Let us all organize this and now do practicals on so and so day. And then practicals are mostly elaborate, and the things that we can remember. I can tell you that I can remember most of my practicals than the things I wrote down. So we should do more practicals, because that will help you to maintain, to check the equipment more frequently. Because when the equipment are there, nothing is being done about it. Nobody's handling it. Nobody's maintaining the thing.
Yeah,
I'm
they
going to
get
get
bad
faulty,
easily.
and that's waste of money. And we don't like that. We don't want that in any way.
Okay, moving on, we have the government of Akwa Ibom and Cross River states have intensified efforts to tackle flooding and erosion as the 2027 rainy season progresses. The move follows warnings from environmental and meteorological agencies that several communities remain vulnerable to flooding due to heavy rainfall, rising water levels, poor drainage systems, and environmental degradation. In Akwa Ibom, authorities are clearing and expanding drainage channels in flood-prone areas while also strengthening environmental sanitation and public awareness campaigns to discourage indiscriminate waste disposal and educate residents on flood prevention measures. Similarly, the Cross River State government has stepped up erosion control and flood mitigation efforts through the construction and rehabilitation of drainage infrastructure um, and monitoring of erosion prone communities. Officials in both states say the interventions are aimed at protecting lives, properties, and critical infrastructure. Environmental experts have also stressed the need for sustained investment in environmental infrastructure and community participation, warning that climate change is increasing the frequency and severity of flood related disasters. Residents have been urged to avoid dumping refuse in drainage channels, report blocked waterways, and comply with safety advisories as authorities work to minimize the impact of flooding during the peak rainfall season. Now we've spoken about dumping of refuse
Yeah.
in drainage, channels, and we've told you how bad and how very very distorting or destructive it is to put
Waterways, yeah.
your refuse to dump your refuse in the waterways, because at the end of the day it blocks the drainage, and that is how erosion builds up. And I don't think we've experienced erosion so much in Calabar, because if we have, you will have common sense to realize that this thing that you're doing is very very detrimental. When the government have done their best to provide receptacles around town, as much as yes, we're still dealing with the refuse that are being dumped on the road.
Yeah.
We can deal with that. But dumping refuse in drainage channels, it has a more detrimental effect, because when this refuse block, all the drainage channels, right, it has a way of now increasing the chance of erosion, especially in erosion prone environment across Cross River State, across Calabar. So it's important that you dump your refuse in a very very civil manner. Don't dump them indiscriminately. Sometimes I'm perplexed, because whenever it's raining and I see people come out of their houses, sane people, not mad people, sane people come out of their houses with buckets of refuse, and they just toss it into the drainage. What's the so you wait. It's more like you have refuse in your house and you're waiting for rain to fall, but there's a receptacle across the road. There's a receptacle just a few a few walk or a few minutes away from you, but you prefer to wait till it's raining before you can actually dispose your waste. It makes no sense.
Before. I think I said this before. We are actually blessed. I feel like you guys don't know how blessed you are to have good drainage system, because you be good drainage system in Calabar, and they're not a flood prone region. It's only in a few places that there's rising threats of flood and everything. But if you grew up in a place that I grew up in, where gutter, you can dip your leg inside the gutter and it doesn't get to you. And the gutter is not as deep enough for it to reach your knee. As I can go inside the gutter and come outside. And that gutter safe, if you have the beginning of the street, that gutter doesn't run all the way. It will end. Where it ends, sand builds up, and then that sand fills the rest of it, and then people walk there. It's like the gutter has stopped somewhere, and then sand has filled the rest of the gutter, and then people are walking towards that region. There's no good drainage system. Considerably, the place I grew up in. It's now they started doing it, making it better and everything. And so because of that, the place I grew up in was prone to a lot of flood. You see small children, and the flood is not something that will stop at your ankle or so, just small water that you put your leg inside. It goes up to your knee. So imagine a small child trying to walk the floor to go to school. And it's Lagos, you go out whether you like it or not. It's not like Calabar, where if rain falls, you have the liberty of saying, I don't want to go to work today. And you now send a message to your boss, or you send a message to the school that, my side is flooded, and then they'll understand. But you see there, whether you like it or not, you will wear your rubber slippers and go outside and walk inside that flood.
Somebody said until the laptop will not give me spoil. Then it will be a problem to come to work on that rain.
Okay. So that's what I'm emphasizing on the fact that we are blessed enough to have good drainage system, and we've turned the drainages to waste receptacles. and they dump anything. In fact, they defecate.
My problem is
inside there.
what's the sense? Because I feel like there's a reason why people do certain things.
It's laziness.
When there are receptacles everywhere,
It's laziness.
so
You
let's say for 2 weeks it doesn't rain, 3 weeks it doesn't rain. You're not going to dispose your refuse. You will wait until the day it finally rains. And sometimes when they see that the rain is, the clouds are gathering and it's threatening to rain, you see them gathering their stuff, their refuse. And when the rain just starts, just a little bit, boom, they are outside already with their refuse.
You know why
and dumping it in the
why I
the
said
drainage.
laziness? Because you see, people that sell outside, when they want to come, they have this cleanliness mindset of, okay, they will sweep the floor. Not just sweeping now, they would sweep around their region, and then the next possible gutter, they're sweeping it into it. They will not pack it and say they are going to look for the next receptacle. Because I think if you stand at a tag roundabout, for example, now you have a shop there, and you're supposed to sweep that place. When you see that place, the nearest gutter is where they're packing it into. The nearest receptacle there is close to the field, opposite Mountain of Fire Church. Yes, exactly. That's the it's close to Mountain of Fire Church. That's the next receptacle. They will not want to walk all the way to dump that refuse. The next thing they're doing is to sweep it into the gutter. That is how it has become a culture now.
So you see that there's no proper environmental education, or people are just being adamant and they do these things deliberately, knowing fully well the consequences of their actions.
I feel like it's both. It's both, actually. The same way they kept reiterating that you only dump refuse from 6 p.m. right? 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. The same way they glue that thing on the receptacle. That's the same way they should do the same thing in terms of, like, do not dump waste in this gutter. There should be signs there.
Now,
Fine,
aside signs, there are policies that the government puts in place that anybody caught dumping refuse into the drainage systems would be apprehended. But so far, so good. There's been no report of any arrest of any kind, and that makes me worried, because I personally have seen people, and even went as far as saying, even if you're a child, the person that sent you will be apprehended. But I've not gotten any reports whatsoever that anybody has been arrested or apprehended.
My own is, why is that the same mind, the same strength, the same grades they used to nab people that don't observe environmental sanitation. You use the same grades to walk around and check how people are dumping their waste. Because it's not everybody that would look for a receptacle to go and dump it. There are other very deep gutters that you will see. There's some deep gutters, like very deep drainage, where water is actually trying to pass through. You will see there's a side where refuse has stayed there. And that refuse keep on dumping, and then when it finally blocks, there's a particular filter there. When it finally blocks it, where's water going to go? Because water has to flow somewhere. It's going to go up and meet you where you are. And there's some people's shops are there. Some people's shops are directly in front of gutters. And so imagine a gutter flooding and entering into your shop. How would it look like? I feel like some people don't understand the depths of how injurious this is to Calabar, to the green environment in Calabar, to the environment in Calabar. And then sometimes it doesn't make it livable, because the water is definitely going to carry some of this refuse into where you are selling, which is not what you want.
Yeah, that's why I must quickly say thanks to the government of both Akwa Ibom State and Cross River State for deliberately and being so intentional about helping to resolve these issues, knowing very well that we have great inland waterways. Now, let's say you want to travel. For those of you who are actually dumping things in the river, now it's going to be so painful, and it's going to be so stressful for those who are actually going to use boats to sail through successfully, and our ships would definitely have fault for you to push down those things and drainages. We've talked about this several times, that we do not want you out there to throw things in drainages. Even in the university community, for instance, a lot of students, a lot of persons are using the university just took that time and trash.
They took time to clear the gutter in front of college.
Do you understand? Not just college. If you look around the university, you could see that all our drainage systems are gradually getting attentions, because this place have been left for over many years now. Okay, so we do not want you to dump things okay, in
In the gutters.
waterways. Okay, so
Yeah.
don't do it, just so that you do not cause more harm to people living on the other part
Because
of
at the end of the day, when flooding starts, people are going to shout, the government is not doing anything. But right now, you have the power to do something to avoid
Yeah.
the flooding to actually happen. Why not do that? I mean, they always say prevention is better than cure, right? So ensure that you prevent flooding by not dumping refuse in the waterways. Do not dump refuse in the drainages, because when you do that, you're accumulating waste, and when this waste block these drainages, you will. Oh, I don't think we understand the magnitude of what flood is. People die, people lose their lives and properties because of flood. But because we've not experienced something like that, we take it for granted.
Exactly.
We don't take it seriously. But flood is actually something that I know
had-
communities, I know states that
I even had an
when it's
experience.
rainy
I
season.
entered gutter because
Okay.
I couldn't find where this
Okay.
thing. I entered in my
There are
school
some
uniform.
places that when it's rainy season, like they don't look forward to it because of how terrible it is in
Yeah.
their region. But we don't experience something like that here in Cross River State, and we should be thankful. Even if we do, it's not as much as other people. So
yeah.
we should do everything possible to preserve that, because we do not want a situation where we have flooding in Cross River State. We are already
Dealing with a
a
lot.
riverine area. So
Yeah.
if we now have flooding, it will be bad. It will be very, very bad.
Mm.
So ensure that you do your best as an individual with common sense, because I think that is something that is lacking in this age and time. With common sense, ensure that when it's time to make dispose of your refuse, go to the designated receptacle around. It can't be that hard. It really cannot be that hard. I like sometimes I ask myself, what is the job there? What's the task? What's the Herculean task there to walk from your house and go and dump your refuse in the designated receptacle and go back? It's that simple. But people would rather be lazy. People would rather be stupid, because that's the highest level of stupidity, when you're doing something without thinking about the consequences of those things. Because these things have very, very, very detrimental consequences. So please act right, make informed choices. It doesn't always have to be about what's it called now? Voters can always say make informed choices. This is also making an informed choice. Ensure that you make good, prudent, and informed choices. Go and dump your refuse at the designated receptacles. We do not want to experience flood in Cross River State, so that tomorrow you will not call the government out and say that they're not doing anything. Now they are begging you. So please do as you are told. Well, that's much can take on the conversation of the day segments right here on the Morning Bus Show on Unico 103.5 FM. We're going back to the music. When we come back, we're moving straight to the conversation of the day. I'll leave in the hands of Mavens. We have D Prince, DJ, Don Jazzy, Dr. Seed, Kurt Bello, Ricardo Banks, and Tiwa Savage. This one says Janta Manta. Stay very close to your radio set. We'll be back before you know it. Jantamanta by the Old Mavens. Welcome back from that music break. Time check is 39 minutes past the hour of 8 of 9 rather, and it's still the morning bus show right here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course entertainment 360. We love to call it ADU Infotainment. Now we're moving straight to the conversation of the day, and this is where you get to talk to us 0809 4444058. I'll take that again 0809 4444058. You can send an SMS to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number, and we'll take it right here on the show. We're moving straight to the conversation of the day, and we spoke about education earlier on the show, and today there's an open letter from the SUG president Unicross, and I'm just going to read it out here. Now it says, open letter to the governor of Cross River State from the SUG president Unicross. As the president of the student union government of the University of Cross River State Unicross, I wish to respectfully draw the attention of His Excellency Governor Bassio II to the ongoing industrial action by members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU, which has brought academic activities within our institution to a standstill. Firstly, I commend Your Excellency for the numerous developmental projects and people-oriented initiatives being executed across Cross River State. These efforts are clear demonstrations of your commitment to the growth and progress of our dear state. However, the current situation at the University of Cross River State demands urgent intervention. Thousands of students have been left stranded with their academic pursuits and future aspirations placed on hold due to the lingering strike action. The prolonged disruption of the academic calendar poses serious academic, social, and economic consequences for students and their families. Education remains one of the most valuable investments any government can make in its people. As the state's premier institution of higher learning, Unicross deserves very necessary support to ensure a stable and conducive environment for teaching, learning, and research. On behalf of the entire student community, I respectfully appeal to Your Excellency to intervene and facilitate an amicable resolution of the issues that led to the strike. Your timely intervention will not only restore academic activities, but will also reaffirm the the institution's commitment to the betterment of the educational system. What do we make out of this?
First of all, I just want to say congratulations for such a bold step taken. And secondly, I want to say that to the executive body, they shouldn't leave the president alone. And thirdly, I want to say that he should do a consistent follow up to that. There's one thing for you to do something, there's another thing for it to be done. And then on the other hand, I think I just want to give it to him for such nerves that he has taken to do this. But a follow up will be needed consistently
But do you
for this to
think
be achieved.
do you think education is getting enough attention from the government of Cross River State?
Not really from the government of Cross River State. I think just like the former president of Nigeria would say, from butt to bottom, from top to bottom. So I think it's really from up down to the bottom. So I think if they really, really, really want to prioritize education in Nigeria, the right thing should be done. Yet we keep budgeting year in, year out. Each year, government budgets so much billions, for educational system, but they end up probably implementing or releasing just few monies. Anyway, let's not go into that budgeting part of other ministries and all of that, because we've already had a project already taking up social media that a particular magistrate court that was already 50 million was released. But if you see what actually happened there, you weep. So that is just the problem here. If we have a government that is sincere, that it really wants to change the system, when you release a particular huge amount of money for education, let's say, now you have to be consistent. We have the monitoring and evaluation team. What exactly are they doing? What do they go to institutions to do? What do they go to check? What do they go to confirm? What really happens? That becomes a very huge problem. Okay, so I think for me, governments aren't doing enough. They aren't doing enough to ensure that all of these agencies, all of these ministries, departments are actually allowed to function the way it should function. When you say you're budgeting 10,000 naira for an institution, release the funds. If the funds, release the funds, and then monitor how these funds are being spent. Once there's nothing wrong for the president to tour all of the institutions. After all, he is the how do they call him, of public university. So why not just on the time? Just go see for yourself. That's why we want to have leaders who are young and healthy, who are strong enough,
Are you
capable
saying
enough
your
to
president
actually.
is not healthy?
No, well, I do not want to go deep down there, but we want to see leaders who can wake up one morning and say, look, I want to tour 5 states. Yeah, that's our tax money. Use it. Go ahead, do it. But we want you to come out and say, look, I have been to this particular institution. This is what I am seeing. Yeah, whereas you also have people who do that for you. But when they come, do they actually give you the accurate report that, okay, now, University of Calabar, we're talking about rebuilding, revamping, and remodeling of our laboratory sciences and all of that, right? Now, before now, are you telling me that we've not had people from the medical council coming out to say, okay, you don't worry, this thing is okay, or we're not having people from monitoring and evaluation team from the presidency coming in, oh, don't worry, everything is okay. They give accreditation, they give this, they give pass, and say, oh, don't worry, go ahead. It also happens in other areas of sectors, okay? Now, do they go back to tell the president that, President, this is exactly what we see on ground, despite 1,000 naira have been released for this institution, but this is what we are seeing on ground. Do they do this? What actually happens after you go to monitor an institution? There are lots of projects, let's say, TEDFund are carrying out in institutions. Now, do they also come back? TEDFund, do they have another team? Yeah, they have another team that come to monitor what TEDFund is doing. So do they go back to report that, yes, out of 100%, 20% have been done successfully, and this is what? Now, there were some times ago in Cross River State where we had a certain governor who bring out images of places that never exist. That, oh, this road have been done, this have been done. In Kogi State, for instance, the former governor, told Nigerians that he built an ultra-modern healthcare facilities in Nigeria. And when he was sick, during a court proceeding, he said he wanted to jet out. And the judge, one of the judges said, he brought out the picture and said, this is what you posted to Nigerians, that you have done this in Kogi State. So why not go to your facility and take medical? He said no. So, and they just the whole court busted into laughing. That is the problem. That is the issue. So I think for Unicross, they have stayed home a lot, and now this is going to delay academic proceedings, and this is going to a little bit destabilize these students, because one, you're paying your rent, you're going to feed, you're going to buy this. A lot of persons will come back, say they'll be very fat. A lot will not even be able to return back, because the money they would have used to pursue academic at that point in time have been diverted to many other things, which is not okay. But for me, to the government, I am pleading with the governments of Cross River State to please, yes, we understand this is election period. Yeah, and a lot of your votes will be coming from these guys. So you have to do the needful, just so you also get votes from these guys, And then for the students, this is the time for you to start deciding those who are really interested to see you progress or grow, and those who do not want you to grow.
Do you think that education is getting enough attention from the government of Cross River State? Let us know this morning, 0809 4444058. I'll take that again, 0809 4444058. You can send an SMS to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number, and we'll take it right here on the show. Do you think that education, the educational system, the educational sector in Cross River State is getting enough attention from the state government? Let us know this morning, 0809 4444058. I will take that again, 0809 4444058. You can send an SMS to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number, and we'll take it right here on the show.
Well, here it says that the reasons why they went on the total and indefinite strike in May was over non-implementation of the renegotiated salary structures, unpaid allowances, and breaches of welfare agreements. Now, the budget for Cross River State, the budget that Cross River State for education is 192 billion. Now we ask, where is it going to?
And meanwhile, at
Where
the
is it
national
going
level,
to?
at the national level, we are having a huge budget of 3.57 trillion. We are not talking about 1,000 naira. We are not talking about 1,000. These are trillions of naira, for crying out loud.
The state's approved budget
Huge.
was 961.62 billion.
Okay.
Naira approved budget, and 92.774 billion was allocated for education in Nigeria, in Cross River State.
In Cross River State.
And people are complaining of unpaid salaries, unpaid wages. I like the fact that
And recently, the governor literally just approved 1.96 billion naira to councillors for their car grants. Now, again, priority, but continue. You were saying something.
Okay.
Exactly. You see, this this thing coming after the incident that happened at the beginning of May with the whole healthcare,
the healthcare and
saga
the
and everything.
road
It
infrastructure.
just shows that what is proving to the students is that the government in Cross River State do not actually care about them, don't care about their welfare, because something that has been going on since May. A lot of chaos has been happening in that university space. Nobody
should have
been avoided.
On the other hand,
urgent intervention.
are you
Exactly.
sure this is not a kind of a punishment? For since they
Punishment
may not,
for what?
Punishment
maybe they may not want to increase their charges, and so
what's the
they
point?
just
It was-
want to hold them back.
Something,
Maybe
it was promised. It was not like as if it was not promised. It was promised. They were supposed to increase that. They have negotiated these things already.
okay.
They have their welfare
Okay.
was negotiated too. So it's a promise that they were supposed to make. So
Fulfill.
coming as a punishment for something that is their job. You see, when things like this happens, it kind of feels like as if we are begging them for most of these things. Meanwhile, it's their job. They stepped into that position, and it's their job to do as they stepped in. They promised these particular things. It's like as if, okay, these people are saying that their salaries are not enough and stuff like that. I clearly read that it was over unpaid salaries. Now, these are negotiated things and welfare agreements that they have already agreed on. So it's like as if it's because they are not comfortable with their salary or stuff like that. This one, there are things that the government are supposed to actually do. But the fact that over 92 billion naira is allocated for just education in Cross River State should be enough to pay off all these salaries. Because at the end of the day, who does it affect? The common students that is trying so hard to make sure that they finish school and finish school at the right time. All these things it's something that really it doesn't add good to the mental health of the students. Because all these delays and when the student is supposed to be reading, actively using his or her brain to go through school, you hear, okay, today I'm going for class. The next day they're calling on strike, and then I'm like, I sit down in my house doing nothing. Most of the time they're just sitting down waiting for whatever they are done to finish. Two elephants will fight. The grass
and the grass will
ones that
suffer.
that
Okay,
will
we have a
suffer.
message here. It says, "My name is Sandra from Malabo. No, I don't think education is getting enough attention in Cross River State. Beyond the Unicross strike, there are still many public secondary schools facing challenges such as inadequate classrooms, poor learning facilities, and shortage of teaching materials. If education was truly a top priority, we would be seeing more improvement across all levels of learning." Now, remember a few weeks ago where we read a story that certain teachers that wanted to remain anonymous said something about the government not doing enough for secondary schools, that the students there learn in very dilapidated infrastructure,
Environment, yes.
and they have shortage of teachers. They don't have adequate teachers to handle a lot of subjects in school, and their salaries are not also paid. Now, this goes to show that beyond the tertiary institution, we also have the secondary education is also suffering from from the neglect of the government. And I understand that yes, the government cannot do everything all at once, right? People always argue that the governor is just 3 years in office and he cannot do everything all at once. But I believe in prioritizing certain things. There are certain things that should be prioritized. Education is one of those things. Healthcare is one of those things. Those are basic amenities. Those are things that need to be prioritized. I don't see any reason why the 1.96 million. I will still go back to that conversation where it has been approved. 1.96 billion has been approved as car grants for for counselors. As much as I don't have a problem with it, my only problem or concern is priority and timing. We
Yeah.
have other pressing things, other pressing needs in Cross River State. My problem is just timing and priority. The governor can decide to do that. That's fine, right? But priority should be the main focus
And we
here.
underline the people first initiative.
Mm.
People first government. Now, in this whole thing, people first. This was come up first. In this strike, how is it affecting the students? If the SUG president now didn't come out to actually say anything, he stepped into his own leadership role and wrote a memo to the Cross River State government, I don't think we will be discussing about this thing because it has been going on for a while.
Mm.
It has going on since May and it's June. It's almost like the middle of June. So we actually hope to see negotiations from these people and a response from the Cross River State government in terms of action also, because it's actually the ball is actually in their course because it's a state university at the end of the day, and they are known to be their own babies. Do you understand? So like they're known to be Cross River State because it's University of Cross River State. So as much as possible, there needs to be a response from the government because the students, I don't think they did anything wrong to deserve their education being halted at some point in time. I mean, they're still recovering from. They didn't even finish recovering from their loss.
It's been a long couple of months for
them.
Unicross, honestly.
They didn't finish recovering from their loss. The next thing, their education is being halted. What next?
Okay, we have a message here. This one says, "My name is Kepi from Unicross. No, I don't believe enough attention is being given to education. We talk about developing the state, but development starts with educated people, whether it's students in public secondary schools or those in Unicross. They all deserve access to quality education without unnecessary obstacles. More funding, better facilities, improved welfare for teachers and lecturers, and consistent policies are needed to move the sector forward." Okay, thank you very much, Kepi, for that one. At the end of the day, the welfare of students is dependent on the welfare of teachers, rather, is dependent on the quality of education that we'll put out there. Because if the teachers are not being catered for well, they're not going to give you quality education. They're not going to bother coming to teach you because at the end of the day, what is it for them? They're not getting what they're supposed to get. Their salaries are not paid. Their benefits are not given to them. So do you think they're going to come out and give you the best of education? Of course not. But when the teachers are happy, when the teachers are well taken care of, when their welfare is prioritized, they'll be more than happy to come out every time to school to teach and impact students. But in the case where they are not paid well or their salaries are being withheld, nobody will be happy to come and learn. Nobody to come and teach you, rather. Nobody will be happy to come and teach you. And sometimes, the infrastructure in schools are not the best. Yes, the governor is doing the very best that he can, to move the state forward. However, I just believe that priority needs to take center stage.
Yeah.
Priority and timing needs to take center stage. There are some things that are just priorities at this point in time, and the governor should do his best to prioritize those sectors. Priority needs to take center stage at this point. Well, that's much we can take on the show today. It has been an amazing ride, but before we go, let's have the quotes for the day. Sharon, what do we have for today?
Okay, the quote of the day is: never underestimate the power of consistency. It turns ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes. Never underestimate the power of consistency. It turns ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes. So as much as possible in everything you're doing, be consistent. Be consistent, and at the end of the day, the outcomes can be shocking actually. So be consistent in everything you're doing, so long as it's good, so long as
and while you're being consistent for Cross Riverians, you could just visit the Cross River State Internal Revenue Service platform and then see how much the government of Cross River State have been consistent in spending, implementing, and projects that have been executed so far, and how much it is costing, and if those things really tally under reality. First of all, in reality, not to talk about tally. We are not interested of being tallying, but if it is really in reality, I am so okay.
Anyway, that's so much going to take on the show today. Do ensure you keep a date with us tomorrow, same time, same station, right here on Unico 103.5 FM. The only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it Edu Infotainment. I'll leave in the hands of Mavins again. This is the old Mavins. Like I said, today is the throwback edition of the Morning Boss. We have Don Jazzy, Dr. Sid, Tiwa Savage, Ricardo Banks, Dija, D Prains, and Bello. This one says Dorobuchi. Have an amazing day ahead and do ensure that you enjoy your day today. Be the best version of yourself and see you tomorrow, same time, same station. My name remains